Specifically in the area of relationships and love and romance, have you ever had the experience that you met someone for the very first time and it's as if, an electric connection was there? There was so much intense pull that you guys had with each other, and probably it ended up being a heartbreak, probably it ended up not lasting forever, or maybe the relationship even lasted for a very long time. And in most of the cases, that initial intensity that you usually feel is actually something that is known as familiarity or probably traces from a past life connection. It's like you think that you have known them forever and why their presence actually feels so familiar and so comfortable in the very beginning. And probably it's not from this lifetime because your conscious mind cannot remember that from this lifetime altogether. But maybe it's a remnant of a past life because a lot of past life memories are actually stored in our subconscious level, in our dream world, in a part of our psyche which we do not have any access to. And in a way, it's also probably your soul recognizing someone else's soul it has actually met before, because souls remember each other. Souls are eternal, souls are timeless, and we don't forget each other, the connection that we have at a soul level. Because even before you were born, you guys probably made soul contracts with each other saying that I'm going to meet you at this stage of your life to teach you these many lessons. And usually, the pull that we feel, the chemistry that we feel early on, is actually a sign that you might have a past life connection with this person, and this person is here in your life to actually fulfill a soul contract. So, if you're new here, I'm Vesh, and this is a place where we talk about spirituality, manifestation, reality creation, the soul's evolution, so that you can know these concepts and imply them in your daily life and get a better understanding of why you're here, even in the very first place. So, let's first talk about what the past life pull is actually all about. It is so magnetic. When you meet someone for the very first time, it's like something happens inside you, something shifts in your psyche, and you just want to get to know them better. You want to make this person yours completely, and there is something that unfolds in this initial meeting itself. It's like they touched a part within you that you did not even know existed, and that is where a subconscious memory is being unlocked. And this is not random. Usually, when souls meet after spending lifetimes apart from each other, when they meet, there is that initial spark. And this is not something that happens only with one particular person. In my life, I've personally experienced this few times with few lessons I have had in my life. So it's not a one time thing. You can experience it at different phases of your life with multiple people. It's a form of recognition and not just a form of chemistry. In a way, you're remembering this person who you already know probably for a long time, maybe even if your conscious mind does not identify them. The second thing I want to talk about is why these connections feels so intense. If you're meeting someone from your past life, there is always a lesson to be learned. There is always an unfinished contract or a business that you guys are carrying forward from your past life. And these are actually karmic bonds that come into your life to activate things within you that needs healing. In a way, it actually activates your longing, your abandonment, if there was any betrayal in the past life, all the junk within you that actually needs to be healed. And these memories are going to be re-triggered back again in this lifetime so you can complete what was unfinished long back. They are here to stir your soul and they are here to awaken your subconscious and trigger you majority of the cases. You have to go through certain karmic relationships early on in your life to actually find someone who is the best person for you, the best soul for you. And the thing is, unless you learn from these predestined relationships that comes in your life and you don't integrate those lessons, it's going to be very hard for you to actually unlock that person who is going to be, let's say, your forever person. Because in a way, you have to expand your vessel, which is your human body, to actually receive those form of blessings. And this relationship actually gives you the opportunity to evolve through pain, which is why there is an addictive nature to these kind of karmic relationships that come into our life. The third thing I want to focus on is not all past life connections are meant to last. Most of them come for a season. Your forever partner could be a past life connection as well, which would last for your entire life, given that you have learned all your lessons, work through that. Now, sometimes people don't meet, just for the sake of relationship. Sometimes they get married, sometimes they learn the lesson in the marriage itself and they might get divorced later on. Sometimes it's probably a person that they meet when they're already married, a connection that comes in a very intense form, or sometimes it might just be relationships that come in your life early on. Different people have different kind of experiences where that karmic relationship comes into your life. It actually comes into your life where the trigger needs to happen, where the wounds need to surface so that it can be finally healed. A lot of these things, when it comes to the timing itself, is quite predetermined. But as per my understanding, how fast you can exit that connection or how fast you can integrate those lessons actually depends on your free will. Some souls actually come into your life to awaken you. Some souls come into your life to show you and just be an initiator or a teacher so that you can step into the next part of your life where you can unlock all the abundance life has to offer. The love might really be intense, the love might be deep, but the purpose of this love is not permanence, but it is just here so that it can transform you emotionally and it can heal you in a lot of ways. And the healing is not something that happens within the relationship itself. Most of the cases, the healing happens when you decide to work on yourself once you're going through that phase of heartbreak. And a lot of the times, people do not even heal themselves. They don't even process the pain and grief. And when this happens, you keep on attracting more karmic partners, maybe other souls that you had other past life connections with in your life until you actually heal your patterns. And I'm not entirely sure how this works because as and when we are healing and as and when we are elevating, we are also jumping timelines. We are quantum jumping our destiny as well. So the more we heal, the better connections, the better quality connections we actually end up attracting into our life. The fourth thing I want to talk about is here are some signs to recognize that you are actually in a karmic entangled relationship. You feel that the connection is so fast, so intense, so overwhelming, so addictive. It's like you guys cannot break up. No matter how much you try, you guys find your way back to each other, even though it's extremely painful. You feel seen, understood, and triggered all at the same time. There is emotional highs and there is emotional lows at the very same time. And there is probably a spiritual nature to the connection as well. There could be like a very toxic nature to the connection as well. And it's just that you cannot understand why it's so hard for you to actually leave this connection. So, one thing you need to understand is karmic connections do not follow linear time. It actually moves based on your soul timing. Your soul also needs to reach that level of maturity where it gets so painful that you are like, I have no other option but to awaken from this, to work on this, and to heal myself. That is where you find the courage to finally snap the connection out. The fifth thing I want to talk about is actually the process of moving from karma to wisdom. All the relationships, all the past relationships that you have had in your life, it's not a coincidence. It's actually happened for a reason to teach you something or the other. It's basically a blessing in disguise, in a way. These relationships are not here to punish you, but these are invitation because the only thing we are here actually to do is for our soul to evolve and for our soul to learn our lessons so that we can actually move into the stage of higher consciousness and eventually in one lifetime get liberated out of this whole cycle of karma altogether. So these relationships are actually inviting you. They're asking you, are you going to rise or are you going to keep repeating the same pattern? If you rise, you elevate and you attract better connections in your life. If you keep repeating the pattern, if you do not work on yourself, you keep attracting same people, different kind of people with the same intensity, emotional highs and lows until you finally decide to break free of these patterns. So your higher self, your subconscious brain actually attracts the exact people that you need to actually heal your wounds, and finally these wounds become your portal. Now I'll talk a little bit about my life experiences. I have had a lot of karmic relationships. I've had quite some relationships, very intense. Some were physically abusive in nature, but these were very early on in my life. The more I healed myself, the more I attracted better connections, but which were also quite karmic in nature. And the more I started getting into spirituality and past life, I actually got connected with the past life psychic. And that is when one person came into my life, and he has been the biggest teacher in my life. So that relationship wasn't very toxic per se. He never tortured me or anything. This was much later on in my life. But he came and triggered the exact wound that I had in my life, that I'm unlovable. And he was emotionally unavailable in nature. And his biggest issue was that he could never fall in love with me. And this kind of re triggered the very wound that I had inside me, that I am not lovable. And I kept trying a lot, a lot. I kept overgiving. I kept trying to make the connection work so that he can finally see my worth. He can finally see my value. But Sadly, he could never fall in love with me, and that is when I decided to move away from the relationship after I had given it multiple chances. But that was the very first time in my life I've had such a big heartbreak, even though I've had worse toxic relationships before that. But in a way, I kind of hated those people, so it was easy for me to move on. But here, he did not give me a lot of things to hate on, except for the fact that he could not really fall in love with me. So it was just that. Apart from that, he treated me really well. So that heartbreak was the most catalytic moment in my life. It was 5 months of intense pain, intense crying that I had to move through. And when I met him for the very first time, I had a very similar connection with him where he felt so familiar. Like I have known him for a very, very long time. There is something about that person that kept me hooked on that person, and because of which I had to go through this whole process and learn my lesson. And post that as well, I met another person who I had a similar connection with. So, this first person came to actually trigger my abandonment wound and the core wound that I had within me, which is, are you going to abandon yourself? And are you going to keep thinking that you're not lovable? And I had to work through that. The second person who came post that, like few months after that in my life, it did not become a relationship, but I could kind of identify the karmic nature of the relationship altogether. Now, he was also slightly emotionally unavailable. This was kind of my type, unfortunately speaking. And even he did not like cause me any harm per se, but he was very inconsistent in his mannerisms and behavior. And that was a moment where I remember this first connection, the lessons I learned from the first connection, and it came as a flash in front of my eyes whether, Vesh, are you actually going to settle down this time? Are you going to keep giving someone multiple chances the way you did it? And the first time he kind of crossed me, I walked away. And that was the lesson completed. That was the lesson disintegrated. So the first time I met someone, I had to go through that lesson. And the second person who came in my life was actually to test me to see if am I going to repeat those patterns or am I going to walk away the very first time. And it's when I made that decision to walk away the very first time, that is where I think I actually collapsed so many timelines and I invited better things into my life. And when a karmic connection actually ends, you feel like you're losing a part of yourself. You feel like it's so foggy ahead. You can't really see the path forward, how it's going to unfold. But the biggest thing that you need to have in this whole process is intense faith and immense amount of certainty that this is ending for your highest good. It's that certainty that allows you to actually manifest other good things into your life. When you can be in that darkness and when you can experience that pain, because the pain is something that expands your vessel to receive something that is of a greater blessing in your life, when you can move through that with the certainty that this is happening for good, that is when you unlock better things in your life. And you will eventually attract someone into your life who you have the most beautiful relationship with once these lessons have been overcome. So, soul contract is not about lifelong union. It's more about learning, releasing, balancing your lessons so that your soul can actually evolve in this lifetime. Relationships are the biggest thing that actually triggers our core wounds, and this is where our deepest form of healing actually happens. So, the next time you actually meet someone and you feel that intensity, take a moment because this is where your judgment should be really high. You need to actually see, okay, is this really love or am I feeling this connection? Because there might be some residual past life lesson. And most of the time, it's a lesson that is actually unfolding in front of you. So, it's okay to go through that, but just have your judgment and discernment a little bit higher and don't fall into that karmic nature because once you can break the cycle, once you can identify those red flags kind of early on and break the karmic nature of the cycle and walk away, you will stop attracting similar lessons in your life. So, I hope this episode was helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next one.